So, for the people who've come back, welcome back. Thank you very much for coming back. You came back to see my face and be a part of this. So, give yourselves a round of applause. Did you not put sugar in your chai? Or is it because I'm on the stage, you're very intimidated and won't clap, and I need to be here to hear your claps louder? Go on. That's a lot better. Okay. So, finding it a little bit hard to get myself excited right now. So that's why I was needing those claps. It's been an amazing 1.5 day for the youth session. We've got a lot more people coming in. Give a round of applause for the people who've just walked in. You're a bit late, but hey, that goes, because you're American, we'll let you go. We're flying the American flag. We've got some local celebrities amongst us who got interviewed. Right, great, okay, great. Awesome, now I'm excited to get this started. I was waiting for people. It was just a bit sad to just have the front 3 rows, people here and there. Great, so I was saying, where was I before you guys interrupted me? But thank you very much for coming. I'm just picking on you because I love you. So what an amazing 1.5 days it's been. We've been here, so for people who've stuck with this stream for the last so many hours, for the last 48 hours or so. Has it been 48 hours? My maths is failing me. We've been talking about Hindu identity. We've had a lot of discussion around how we should be articulating well who we are. We should be able to convey to our non-Hindu friends what our dharma is and what the background that we're coming from. Then we went on in the second session to talk about positioning Hindu society, and there were some great frameworks presented to us by people, countries who are doing it well, and they shared some of the examples and their stories of how they've done it well. And this morning we had a session, human rights violations, and I think everyone in the room did have a lump in their throat for that one, and we really needed to go out of here to gather ourselves for the next session. And then Hindu leadership, and of course the entrepreneurship session. So, lots of ideas floating in everyone's minds, lots of things that you want to do, especially after your homework. You stayed up all night working so hard on your ideas of what you want to do after here, so that was really good. And as Sri Ishtaji said this afternoon of today, sometime during the day, don't react today because of yesterday, but start acting with strategy for tomorrow. So this session is about that strategy. This session is about what do you want to do? Because we've had a lot of comments about you should be doing this, you should create this. You should be thinking about this. Who is the you? We are the you. If there is anything that HSYN needs to do, this is it. We're going to do it. It's not people who are talking about a framework that you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. So, the task is mammoth. We have a couple of things that we're going to do today, which was getting it right as to who we are. We've got a very massive mission statement. Anyone who's gone onto the HSYN website and read about it, I would not be able to tell you exactly what it is, because, buzzword alert, it's not cognitively portable. Tough crowd, I must say. So cognitively portable is where one needs to be able to say it every time, wherever they go, etc., etc. So we were going to have a look at that, but we're not going to do that. But there's a couple of things that we want to get out of this, which is, let me look at my notes. Just looking at those notes over there, one thing is defining Hindu identity. How are we going to do this? The human rights, the setting up a group that'll look after human rights after this. They will actually go ahead doing something about human rights. You're all looking at me like, oh my God, I'm just feeling very intimidated. Anyway. And we need to set up a HSYN coordination team so that the you, us, there is someone there. And how do we share information? One of the things that is obvious from all of that is information sharing. And the SWOT analysis that we did yesterday, almost everyone came up after that, said we need more time to do that. So we're going to send that out to all the countries again to spend some time on it. And if I could have that back by February next year at the very latest so that we can compile that. So great. Are we excited?
I just want to help Nithika and just sort of go over a bit of, I think, what we're trying to create here. Now, we've had a couple of these conferences, I think, from Bali to last year, and I think the big thing that we want to do coming out of here is just get everyone to sort of, coordinate ourselves across the world. Yeah, there's enough of us here in terms of the amount of countries that are here. We want to establish one major coordinator from that country that can then go away and be that key, the key person that will communicate anything that we do from here onwards to your own country, and then we bring it together every year, and work towards the next 4 years to the next youth conference. Okay. So the bit that we need is you guys to engage in this. Is we can't create the mission that they've got at the moment. It's a big mission, and we've realised that actually we need to break it down and make that mission ours, because it's our youth organisation that's going to go forward. So it's us that we got to make that mission. So we need you guys to engage in this session. So the bit that we'll go through first, we'll break down with. Is that what we want to do first?
No, we're gonna. What do we want to do? You tell us. Do you want to work on it, or do you want to work on it collectively, or do you want to break out in groups and do it?
Group.
Awesome. Great. So the HSY and coordination team, we'll come back to that one at the end. Whoever wants to be in the human rights stuff, anyone who's interested in human rights, wants to take that forward, wants to have more discussions about how HSY will address human rights violation issues, this is your corner here. Don't all move in a hurry. Okay. Thanks, Kajal. Okay. Information sharing, looking after all the information, creating educational resources, and how do we share it? Not necessarily media, it's educational resources. It ties into what different countries currently have different... someone has how to perform a puja, someone has why do we do this, why do we do that. Bringing it all together on a common platform so that it's shared, and us in New Zealand are not recreating it all over again. Sorry? Thank you. Right here. Absolutely. And the next thing is defining Hindu identity. We want to, that would be very much part of the information sharing bit, but it's kind of generating more material. If there is anyone who's interested in creating that material, it would be quite good to see some show of hands and people who want to do it. So, yep, that corner over there, right where the hand is up. And that would be probably, have I missed anything? That'll be it for now. And if there's anything that we've missed, now's your time, speak up. What else is there that you want to do and we haven't addressed? This is a discussion for after you've had people around you, then please tell us what we're going to be doing collectively as HSYN. Exactly that sort of stuff. And that's the sort of stuff we want to be hearing as to how are we going to do this. So when you get in your groups, what we want at the end of it is, what are you planning on doing and how are you going to do it? Not just high-level stuff, because as I said, you should do this, you should do that, we will be doing it. So define for yourself what you want to see and how are you going to do it, and what does success look like for your particular group if you are successfully executing what you're talking about. So maybe that should be our discussion. Rather than that, we should get in our groups and we should come up with, just break yourselves in 4 groups and take 15 minutes or 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and tell us what do you want to see HSYN doing. That's a better starting point. Yep? Cool. Let's do that.
But when we do that, just make sure it's very clear. Don't, let's not recreate loads of wheels. Just make sure it's very simple, because going away, to our own countries to deliver this will be difficult, as we're not going to see each other, every day or every month or even years. So we need to go away with a clear mission from here. So when you go into your groups, make sure it's simple. We'll then compile it together, and then we'll decide today of what our mission is in terms of what we're focusing on.
Great. No, I think we're just going to split you into groups. So, great. Americans don't stick together. Yeah, absolutely. So spread yourselves out, I think, in a way that you're...
What we don't want is
Can
the
all
same
the countries
country.
stand up and, stand in your country groups for now? Yeah, okay. You're in groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rusha, you're 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And all the ones in that corner. 1's over here, 2's over here, 3's over there, and 4's over there. Over. Yeah.
Okay, we'll give everyone 10 minutes. So if you can just get into your groups and then write out your...
Yeah, these guys are with us as well.
Anyone else agree? So I'm going to take your chair.
Yeah, sure. See, they're all...
Be careful, please.
I won't be turning this chair.
Yeah.
Alright.
Please grab a seat, we need to discuss. It's going to be tough because each country is in its own situation.
What is the...
That's what's unique. He's coming in a circle.
Okay, has everyone got into their groups? Okay, just for 1 second, we've got the mission statement, the original mission statement up. Now, obviously looking at this, what we want to do is, let's open it up to the groups. I want everyone to look at this mission statement and sort of break out in your own groups and sort of decide what mission statement you think works for us, and we can change this, we can break it down, or we can what we want to establish by the end of this session is have a clear mission statement that we've all gone away with to agree with, saying that this is what we're going to do, and then we can go away and sort of fulfill that mission statement. Does everyone understand? Yeah? So if we give you 10 minutes, have a look at the mission statement. We'll give it actually 15. Let's give 15 because it'll take you long to obviously read and digest it. We'll give 15 minutes, read the mission statement and break it out in your own groups and decide from there what you feel will be a good mission for us to walk away from, yeah? And then as a group we'll discuss it. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah?
Learn from each other. That point.
You have to say that what you want like
For example,
It's alright.
that's why we need like more.
Enough number to talk about. Hindu resurgence and Renaissance movement. So what do you want to see being done, and why should we tackle cowardice?
Strengthen us at a global level. We need to be connected much more closely in the different parts of the world.
Okay, guys, can we please stop so we can sort of wrap up a mission statement together? Is everyone ready? So if everyone can just sort of wrap up, and each team has got a representative that will sort of stand up and just sort of discuss your mission statement. Okay, what we'll do in a minute, once Lisa's wrapped up, we will start from the back, and if someone can just sort of stand up and just sort of read out what you guys have come up with on your mission statement. Okay, give us a minute. Once Lisa's ready, she'll let us know, then we'll start.
And we'll keep it brief, so just in the interest
Lisa,
of
ready?
time. Yeah.
Okay, guys, can everyone just please...
Our mission is to actively involve Hindus around the world, to give Hindu youth a sense of Hindu identity and independence, to aid Hindu youth in making their society self-sustainable, and to give Hindu youth a sense of security in their home and host countries. We plan on doing this by strengthening the network of Hindus around the world, and we've proposed a coding system where we take all the countries that have Hindu youth and putting them into a red, yellow, and green coding system, so then we can, in a more organized fashion, then target the red countries, the ones that have the most need, then move on to the yellow, and the goal is to eventually bring all Hindu youth over into the green category.
Okay.
I'll collect that paper.
If you can give your mission statement to Nitika once you've presented it. Okay, shall we go?
We'll go here.
Should we go to this group?
Yes.
Okay.
Merlin?
For the mission statement, a networking platform providing active support, empowerment to collectively tackle issues which Hindus are facing globally and spread values of Hindu Dharma.
Okay, good.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. Okay. So so the Hindu Student Youth Network should be a platform to create a united youth network that makes it easy to disseminate information and to promote discussion in a virtual world on relevant and like-minded topics. And we would do this by creating having a tab on the website, sort of with a profile page, and creating an app, which we have developers right here in our group who are willing to do that. And we would disseminate information by creating forums and a newsletter, and what we would have in that newsletter is sort of picking maybe today representatives from a country, it could be one or two per country, and having them sort of bring back information about what's going on in that country and publishing that in the newsletter so that everyone else can know what's going on in other countries and how to sort of maybe better activities in their country, and they can add anything else. Okay, that's it.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, the group at the front.
So apparently USA were leading each, so I've decided to come because Americans are really trying to take over everywhere. So our mission statement is, we're not doing one. We refuse to do a mission statement because there are 3 groups that have already done it. In the last few sessions, you've had a session in Bali, had a session in Bangkok, and we rehearsed the mission statement. So we decided, forget talking, we're going to get to action. So I'm going to hand it over to Archit, who's going to talk about what we have discussed, basically.
Yeah, so what we did is we extrapolated and we said that the issue that we face is that the Hindus lack strength, and we want to have a place where we can exert influence. What we want HSYN to do is to be an umbrella organization for the colorless Hindu. And what I mean by that is someone who self-identifies as a Hindu can plug into this. So it doesn't mean that you're from ABVP or you have this set of views or whatever it may be. It's just that you're a Hindu and you need support or you want to be part of this connect. The 2 or 3 areas that we want to focus on are content generation. So who is it that we are as Hindus? So driving at kind of what Krishna spoke about yesterday, how can we effectively and properly express to people that are clueless Hindus and non-Hindus who it is and what it is that a Hindu is. Secondly, what is it that we're doing? So there's a lot of people within the youth that are doing certain things, to help the brand in some ways, and there are a lot of issues that are being faced. Human rights panel this morning was a great example. So a place and a compendium for all those issues. And second or third, which is a huge thing, is having a functioning resource. So a group of however many people we deem necessary to be the influence brokers and people that can basically leverage that influence and power to get people what they need. And this is not just, I have this Hinduism need. It's that I am a Hindu. I've just moved to Australia. I need help to get a job. Who is it that I can contact? Oh, Dr. Sharma's here. Let me go contact him. And then using that as kind of a way to leverage our ability as Hindus to kind of coalesce together, because this group right here is we're activists. We want to do things for the Hinduism cause, but that doesn't mean that everyone and every Hindu is. So how do we bring people together? So that's kind of what we came up with.
Okay, thank you guys. All right, so just to touch on the point that you guys said at the end is what we've also discussed that we need to do. So what we'll do at the end of this, Nithika's gonna just go away and sort of bring all those mission statements together and see if we can come up with, a medium one, which we can then all represent back to each other, and then we can say this is our mission. What else we want to do coming out of here today is sort of organize sort of a national youth committee that can lead the committee to what you guys have said, especially with the points that you guys have picked up, okay? So if everyone can sort of get back into sort of the way we were, so we can then open up a discussion, and there's a few ideas that we have proposed of how we can sort of select our national committee, but I just want to get inputs from everyone out in the group. Sorry, global committee, not national, sorry, global committee. Coming away from the mission, what I think, we've all sort of identified, we need to organize, have a committee, put forward for a global committee, someone who can, a team that can sort of drive the committee forward and sort of pick up any issues or be a key point of contact for countries. So what the proposal is, just an idea that has come up, we want to appoint a chairperson to that committee. But the way we feel we could do it, which everyone will get an opportunity, is have a chairperson from one country, say, running it for a year. Then every year we rotate it to a different country, and that one representative will become a chairperson. Then everyone else from all the other countries will be a representative member on that committee. So we won't have any labels as such, because I think we're at a stage where we're sort of... So, is everyone with me? Okay. Yeah? All right. All right, we're at a stage, I think, where we're just building our platform. So for us to build that, I don't want to establish loads of like an events coordinator or PRs. I don't think we're at that stage yet. What I think we want to do is establish a world committee that starts working together, gets, the communication flow right, gets information out, someone who can represent for the world, for the global youth, across the world. So what I want to do today is, if everyone's okay with that proposal, the proposal is we have one chairperson, and that chairperson can be from any country that will represent for this year, 2014 to 2015. Then for 2015, we change that again and rotate around to another country, okay? And we see how things are going. And then each representative from that country, one representative ideally from a country, depending on your size. So if it's India, we might say 3 or 4, but that's something I want to open it up to discussion with the group, and they can help us form the actual global committee. Okay, is that okay? Has anyone got any questions on that? Sorry. Yeah, so, but you have a representative from that country. So, so if it's, say, example, UK, we might all say, all right, we want Yajur to be that representative on that sits on that committee. Yajur we were just having a discussion, is how the UN sort of work. They spread it across. Because we're here to represent, and I think that's what we would need to establish. We're here to represent Hindus globally. Okay, and to do that, we can only represent if we've got a representative from each country to come and say, we've got this problem, or we can open up a discussion, yeah? So, that's the proposal. So, yes, that's what we want. One chairperson from a country, and then we'll rotate it around. So every year, I don't know, we can come up with that. If it's a yearly, 2 yearly, is it? That was the next thing I was coming to. You lot step in. What we want to do first... Okay. That is our once the thing that I want to establish at the moment is we don't want to go too ahead. Let's establish this committees. We haven't got one. Yeah. Once we've established that, we will then set up an advisory board of where people will come for advice or for us to direct if there's any issues. But I think the most important thing is at the moment, let's all agree together, because going away from it, it's our responsibility, and that's what I want everyone to walk away from, is us that's going to bring this committee together, and it's us that's going to deal with the issues out there and work together. So let's establish that committee. If everyone's agreeing on the proposal of us having one representative, let's have a vote of hands. If everyone, put up their hands, no? So are we able to agree that we have one representative from a country to chair it, and then other people will be representatives from that country? Is that okay as a proposal for a leader, yeah? Yes, at the moment, I would say, until we then get to a point of where we start. Once we've established that committee, then we can sort of after a year understand and say, all right, this is what we want to start moving towards. So if it's campaigning or if it's tackling different issues. But at the moment, I think is representing that global committee that will then, people can feed into. And then when we meet up, say if it's a yearly event, so at the WHEF London next year, we have got a youth section. So we would like to encourage, us to have a youth meeting or have some sort of an event there where then we can meet up and say, how are things going? How is our communication going? What are our issues? And discuss that and then move it forward. Sorry, Yodra, does that answer a bit? I agree, yeah, just facilitates that, yeah, I agree, because we will all be inputting into that, as we will have issues, because you got to understand, in our countries, we'll be dealing with the issues, that's where we'll be engaging our teams. All we're going to be is a representative body and grow it, so there's someone there to represent. Yeah, okay, any other questions? Sorry, did you, sorry. Oh, just an example of the way they work. Yeah. No, that's fine. But where I think we're getting to at the moment, we've had no sort of direct, people have come in and volunteered, say we're going to do this, but I think we're not moving as fast as we want to. So I think there's no hierarchy. I think the chairperson is just a sole coordinator to just coordinate and say, these are the issues, let's tackle this, or let's talk about this, that main coordinator. Then each representative of the country will, coordinate with that one person. I just think at the moment, we haven't got a structure. So let's establish one. Then we can come back next year and say, actually, is it working? Is it not? Do we need to change it? Then we'll change that. But let's get something going. That's what I think. Correct. Correct. Yeah, is that okay? Any other questions before then we sort of, put it out onto the table of how we then pick what country or what individual of the country would be the chairperson? Is there anything else? No, Nithika, do you want to add anything? No?
So all in favour of having such a committee? Anyone objecting such a committee? Speak up now or hold your peace forever. Until until the next Congress, maybe, or something.
No, until next year, London WHF.
Yeah, great. So
London.
Awesome. So we're going to have 2 people from every country on the steering committee, on the HSYN steering committee. We'll have minimum of 3 people from the US and UK. In India, we're looking for, say, minimum of 3 people. Does that work?
I think
I
India
said minimum
should.
of 3.
Yeah, India
minimum
would
of
have
3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You can't have less than 3, and US and UK can't have less than 3 either.
Okay. We didn't say steering committee.
I did. I actually
sorry.
said steering committee. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yes. No, we're not forming any at the moment. Let's just say as we're sort of coordinators or a committee. Yeah, coordination team. Yeah. At the moment, we're not strategically planning anything just yet. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we will. Okay. I'll come back to that. Sorry.
Yeah, I think there's been I just don't agree with the idea of having 3 for US, UK, and Sorry, what's the reason? And the reasoning is that.
Okay, look, let's not get. We were just thinking of numbers, yeah. So we haven't confirmed. What we want is you guys to help us with it, and we organise it, yeah. We've just came up with rough ideas of saying how many representatives. Yeah. But I think with India we'll need more because of the states, the different. That's what we need to look at. As coming back to the point at the back, I think we need to look at the geography of the countries. There's some.
What we're trying to say is that the people in that country should coordinate within their country. So if you have too many cooks, it falls wrong. So.
Okay.
So we'll do 2 for every other country but India. Yep. Great.
Is that okay with everyone?
How many for India? No more than. Give us a number. No more than 4.
You say 3.
Okay. Can we have some people from India give us realistic numbers?
Yeah. Some. 6 to 8. Okay, guys. Okay, one person, 1 second. Okay.
Okay, all in favor of 3 people from India, put your hands up.
Okay, so what have we agreed? So do you want to?
So yeah, we've agreed that 2 from every country. Yes, Rishabh, thank you very much for supporting. Sorry. So we've agreed with 2 from every country and 4 from Bharat. 3.
Make it 5.
3.
Okay. Well, let's start with let's as. No. But we're not. Let's start the organisation off. At the moment, we don't want to put so many people on the. We're not actually in any position to represent at the moment. Let's start it off with two in every country, and we'll stick to say 3 in India for now. Then we'll come back next year and see how that works, and then we can then say no, if it doesn't work, we need to put more or we need to take out. Okay. So yeah, Joe. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. So let's plan for a number of years. This isn't going to be money. This will be a good as far as I can see. Okay. All right. So we've established that. Now, the final point. The final point will be how should we now decide who will sort of chair the committee. So, I'll give it out to you guys to sort of come up with some ideas of how do we do that. So who would want to represent first? What country? Yeah, but the only thing I would say is that it would be good if someone has been involved with, for a few years, because it gives you a bit of that vision. Yeah. No. Yeah, it has to be from this group, and it could be, I'll bring it out to you if anyone's got any ideas of how we sort of select that, and then we can sort of just, sum that up and then come back with who would sort of represent. No. What we want to do, we want a country. So we want a country to represent, and that will be, a person from that country. So we can decide that now, I think, amongst ourselves. We don't want to go away and say, we'll come back to it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, George? It's a valid point. It's something which we don't need to decide now. What we do need to decide is how often will the chairperson revolve around, and will it revolve around these issues? And if that's decided, the first chairperson to be decided at first.
Let's decide one today, because if we leave it to later, let's find someone.
Okay, what does sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Absolutely. Great point. So before tomorrow ends.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. We won't come back.
Absolutely. So I was going to say, before tomorrow ends, every country, there's 23 countries here, can every country submit their 2 names by lunch tomorrow of who will sit on the steering committee, and then that steering committee can meet before we leave here and decide what they want to do. Not steering committee, sorry. The coordination team. Oops. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So there's countries here today. You're here. Give us 2 names of who'll sit on the committee.
Sorry. Yeah, is that fine? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, we'll tell her. Okay, so tomorrow by lunchtime, if we can have names from, countries, are we doing by countries or are we doing individuals? Countries. Yeah. And then we will go away, and then we'll, if we, at that same time, obviously, has the database been set up with all the people that are here today? Have we got a database set up with people? Okay. To set another one up.
And there's a couple of countries which have a lot more people. USA has quite a lot of people.
Okay.
Australia has. We have.
So by lunchtime tomorrow, if everyone can just come back with, key information about who you think could represent on this committee by lunchtime, and then going forward, we'll obviously email out and go through some sort of a communication thread where everyone can understand who is representing for your country. Yep, is that okay? So you got. Okay. Okay.
So let's take 10 minutes and do it, but before we do it.
Okay, so what we'll do is we want to wrap up because we have taken a lot of time. We're going to quickly go through the mission and sort of agree one quickly, and then after that we will, sort of identify who is here from Bharat. Yeah, is that okay? All right.
Yeah. So, thank you everyone for your contribution for the mission statement. What we got from almost everyone, summarizing it into the words that we came out with was engagement, the word united, network, collaboration, being global, and being empowered were some of the words that resonated with most of the groups, not just in the statement that you came up with, but also with your goals and how you'd like to get to where you want to go. And because our mission statement needs to be sharp, what we've come up with is a collaboration of Hindu organizations designed to globally empower Hindu youth. How do we feel about that? That's a round of applause for you guys. Yes, Yadru? A collaboration of Hindu youth organizations designed to globally empower Hindu youth. Yeah, so did you mean there needs to be another global in that? Okay, so a collaboration of global Hindu youth organizations designed to globally empower Hindu youth. Okay, so we're saying the mission statement, take 5, should be a collaboration of Hindu youth organizations designed to globally empower Hindus. All in opposition? Okay, yes. Anshu? Ashu, sorry. Yeah. Rishabh, one conversation. Very good question. Empowerment in that sense means almost everything that we were talking about before we came up with that statement. A circle is a circle. Okay, so you're saying that we should, HSYN needs to define what empowerment means for them, or have a rather, yeah. Absolutely. So this is the mission statement. We're going to come up with goals and aims and other things that flow through from it, and some action points and the big onion diagram for HSYN after this. So, yeah. But anyone opposing that? Yes, Paya.
No, I'm not opposing it.
Valid point. So you're saying just remove the word organizations from there? Yeah, so we remove the word organizations from there, Murali, please. Oh, cool. Yep. The steering committee, that is your first task, to make that look pretty and give it to us in 3 weeks. There you go. The coordination team, oh my God. Steering needs to go away from my vocabulary. Great, so now can we quickly break into our groups, into our country groups. In every country, before you leave this room, hand me a piece of paper with 2 names who will sit on the committee for HSYN.
please, just so that we can recap this, and we'll just quickly go over what the 3 things are that HSYN is going to focus on for the next while.
What we'll do is the committee that's being formed today will go on to meet every so often. That's for the committee to decide how they're going to do that. So forming of the HSYN committee is the one outcome for the plan, to execute the plan of what HSYN is going to do next. One of the key things that HSYN committee will do is to define the Hindu identity. They will be documenting their efforts and the strategic planning of conferences in all the individual countries, supporting that, as well as for the Congress and how we meet between Congresses as well. And there will be a human rights group set up, which will be focusing on setting up an institutional framework of how Hindus globally would respond to human rights violation issues. Great, I got through to everyone. Thank you very much for coming, guys. Hope you enjoyed the 2 days. Great, so a World Hindu Youth Conference in 2016, all who don't want to do it? Anyone who doesn't want to do a World Hindu Conference in 2016? Great, country? Where, when? Australia it is. Woohoo! Okay, when is a good time? When is a good time to have it? Okay, so 2016 January, tentatively we're going to sit on it, and the committee, HSYN committee, will, if there's any changes, they will communicate it to everyone. So that's us. The one thing pending is names from Bharat, and once that's done, well done for forming a committee for HSYN, and we look forward to seeing you. Okay, great. We'll close off in 5 minutes, and if Great, thank you very much, Bharat, for submitting your names. Just before we go, so that you all know who is on the committee, we've got Sachin Rastogi from Canada, Murli Makesan and Nithika from New Zealand, Ekta Sharma from Thailand, Gurnani from Hong Kong, Anchit and Ridhima from USA, Sumon Kumar Roy and Debrat Nath from Bangladesh, Chetna and Sushyant from Australia, Yajut and Hiten from UK, Vivek from Singapore, Lisa, Abhishek Singhal. Can I please have silence in the room? Thank you. Lisa Bansali, Abhishek Singhal, Kushal Agrawal and Rushi Chandel
from Bharat. So very well done for coming up with the names. There will be an advisory board established as well, but that would be done with
consultation with people who have been involved previously and with Swamiji as to who will be on that advisory board. So well done, guys. So that sums up our youth stream at the World Hindu Congress. What will happen is tomorrow 9 o'clock, we will all meet in the main hall where all the various streams would be reporting back on what they have been discussing over the last 2 days. So from the youth stream, Pritika would be reporting back on particularly what happened in this end session and what our action plan is as youth. So please meet in the main hall at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Just before we go, we have 2 last things. One, we want a group photo with everyone. If we could have everyone up on the stage for a group photo. And we have Vivek Kumraji from Singapore who has just something that he wants to share with you.
If I could just get everyone's attention for just 1 minute, please. Maybe if you could just grab a chair and sit down. This won't take very long. I won't torture you, I promise. Earlier on, actually I came here with some ideas to share. We've developed in Singapore a system because I think Hinduism is not taught in a textbook style. There's no order or organization as to how it is taught. So I have come to India many times and got a lot of resources, went back, did a lot of thinking process, and came up with a structure of how we can teach our Hindu kids a value-based system about our Hindu culture. So I have developed 16 books and 16 CDs, so one of which each I have brought here today. So I'll place them here in the front. You're all most welcome to come and see them. So these are like for 5 and 6-year-olds, for 7 and 8-year-olds, for 9 and 10-year-olds, and for 11 and 12-year-olds. And what I've done is start with the basics of Panchatantra, because kids relate to animals and then the values that come out of it, what the animal characters represent. And then we have the second level, which is Hitopadesha, and then some tales of wisdom, which bring in human characteristics, so from animals to humans. And then we move on to the third level, guys, thanks, which are deities, Hindu deities. I saw some books in the lobby which were very nice in a concise manner that talked about the deities and their symbolisms. I think this book goes a little further. It gives an explanation about the symbolisms as well as the stories that are connected to the deities. And then the last level, which I have, are Hindu religious texts like the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavat. And I also have a book that's on Hindu devotees, so that the kids can get inspiration from the life stories of these true Hindu devotees, and then use them in their life. So this is the curriculum that I have developed. I've sung in more than 200 bhajans, and each book is a set that comes with a CD. So you have basic mantras and shlokas, you have bhajans, and then you have the story. So each book is a 12-week course, which is done once a week on Sundays, pretty much like Sunday school. And it's in a textbook format, which appeals to most parents. So this is a course material, so it's not sold. I hope not to sell it, but if you would like such a system to be implemented in your country back at home, so this is like a plug and play. You let us know, we come down, we even teach you, we give you the resources that we've developed, and then you just use them. And because this is not connected to any particular organization like the Sai or Chenmaya, so it's free from all the guru elements, if you know what I mean. But we take all the good things from all of these and put them together. So this is the system, plug and play, and we're good to go. Thank you very much.